What's up, Block Maniacs? Gonna do another local news story because the global and international news is just pure bull. And these stories kind of make me laugh. Now, this next one features a guy that really knows what's going on. He is going to win the Father of the Year award. I'm certain of it. Let's watch it together, shall we?
And we begin tonight with developing news in Phoenix, a really scary situation. 4 kids are recovering after being left in a hot car. It happened
Yes, why were they left in the hot car? You're never going to believe why they were left in a hot car.
yesterday afternoon about 3:40, the hottest time of the day. Thanks for joining us tonight for 12 News at 10. I'm Mark Curtis. Free Bay's off tonight. Phoenix police say the father of those kids is now facing a long list of felony charges.
Good. He probably needs them. You can't leave kids in a car in Phoenix at 3:40 in the afternoon. Wonder what he's up to.
News journalist Bianca Bono is live outside Phoenix Police headquarters. And Bianca, the big question is, where was the father?
Mark, it'll make your stomach turn when you hear, because police say he was inside an adult shop, and they say he left his kids.
Well, I mean, you can't bring your kids in with you at an adult shop. There's probably somewhere else you could have left them besides the car.
Inside that car for close to an hour.
Hi, buddy. How are you?
A shocking scene in Phoenix Thursday afternoon. Body camera footage showing police officers finding 4 children under the age of 10 left inside of a hot car. The windows were rolled up and the car was off.
Do you want some water?
Dude, I wonder if he was trying to kill those kids. Like, you ever think about that? Some of these parents that have children are actual psychopaths and don't actually like their kids. This is what you do to your kids if you don't like them.
It's unfathomable, to be honest.
Sergeant Rob Shear says someone called 911 reporting the dangerous situation. When officers arrived to the area of 24th Street in Madison, they found 3 of the kids inside the car and 1 outside, and they were in distress.
Pink, red skin, sweating, crying, that kind of thing, that kind of showed officers kind of the severity of where this could have gone.
Fire crews responded too, and the internal temperature of all of the kids was 100 degrees. Inside the car, even after the door...
Dude, inside the car in Phoenix at 3:40 in the afternoon is like an oven. All right? It's like unbelievably hot. So these kids were in there, and you got to remember, there's bodies in there too, so that helps raise the temperature. They're all breathing and everything. Like, this messed up.
Doors had been opened by officers for several minutes. It was 125 degrees.
Damn.
In the utmost precaution, each child was transported to a nearby hospital just to kind of be observed and looked over.
The next question, where was their guardian? It turns out their father, 38.
Oh, this looks like a winner. I will guarantee you this guy plays a ton of video games and spends a lot. He's one of the guys that actually gets the subscriptions to the pornography websites. All right, he's invested into it.
Year-old Asensio Largo had left them in the heat to visit this adult shop.
Bingo, boom, theater, arcade, preview booths. So this guy leaves 4 of his children in the car to go into a porn shop for an hour. Wow, unbelievable. We got some real winners out there. You know, there are a lot of people that are not meant to be parents that end up with children anyway. And I don't know what this guy's motives were. Probably just to rub one out, but clearly he's not thinking. He's not thinking, or even worse, he is thinking, and he knows exactly what he's doing and what the fate of those kids is going to be.
And police say he had been inside for close to an hour.
Or how much browsing around that store do you need to do with 4 kids in the car? I mean, obviously can't bring them in. Probably should have just left them at home, unattended, rather than leaving them in the car. But this is the world we live in today. These people vote. They're inhabitants of our society. They're everywhere. These are the NPCs that exist, that we share this wonderful country with.
Officers originally saw him and asked him, hey, is that your car? And he denied it being his car. That's trouble.
Not my car, not my kids, not my problem. Except that they are. See, you can't just identify as not being their dad. And like, as their dad, you're supposed to actually be looking out for their well-being, not in a porn shop for an hour while they sit and bake in the car.
Troublesome also, obviously, once it's clear those are his kids, and that's That's Dad.
Miraculously, the 4 small children are expected to be okay, but Largo has been booked on 8 felony charges.
Good, man. Good. Absolutely. You know, this guy had to make those kids with somebody else, too. And, you know, I don't know where she is, but I can tell you one thing. It's about as irresponsible as you could be as a parent. You know, the right answer, if you don't know, is to probably just not go to the store and put yourself in the situation. But, like, if you had to make a choice, and this is how uncritically thinking so many people are, because this could just be a dumb guy. That doesn't make him any less evil, but he could just be a dumb guy that doesn't think about anything. But if you need to go to the porn store for an hour, then you should probably have somebody else watch your kids. It shouldn't, nowhere in this equation should bringing your kids to the porn store be like, they shouldn't fit into that equation. You know, I know Epstein's the good guy now and everything, but let's be realistic here. They shouldn't have been there in the first place.
They're inside of a car for upwards of an hour, which I can't even imagine what they time-wise felt it to be.
Dude, it probably felt like forever. If I'm sitting in my car waiting for the AC to kick on and it's real hot, it feels like it takes about forever in order for that bitch to cool off.
Really hot, and then you're also now seeing officers put your dad in custody. I mean, that's the trauma associated with that is just profound.
As the department...
Oh yeah, they ain't gonna forget this one. And people aren't gonna let them forget either. This is one that's not going away. Like, hey, aren't you the kid whose dad went into that porn shop and almost killed you? Yeah, your dad's the one that left you in the car for a while. And this guy should walk around with that for the rest of his life. You know, it's one of the worst parenting decisions you could possibly make is to leave your kids in the car at 3:40 in the afternoon in Phoenix with the windows rolled up to go into the porn store for over an hour or almost an hour or however long. Like, this shouldn't even be a story, but we are living with people that are this dumb, that breed.
Department of Child Safety conducts its own investigation. Police find themselves once again urging parents to never leave their kids inside the car.
Why is this a thing? How do people not know this in this day and age? Like, it's getting so bad that cars are, like, popping up alerts. Hey, don't forget to, like, take your kids out of the back of the car. You should just know that. You can't just leave your kid in the car for an hour. And all sorts of people will come out of the woodwork to excuse this guy's behavior. I will guarantee it. Like, well, he probably just didn't know how much time had elapsed. Who cares? Who cares? He shouldn't have been in that situation in the first place. But there's a huge problem of people not taking responsibility for their actions in this country that is demonstrated by this lovely father right here. 50 minutes. What are you getting in there? Like, what exactly are you doing for 50 minutes while your kids are in the car there, buddy?
It's wild to me that 50 minutes wasn't enough time to turn this into some sort of tragedy. It's just, and me as a father, I can't wrap my head around it, to be honest.
No, me neither. Me neither. I can understand that there are people this stupid, but, like, good God, I'm surprised they've made it this long. They have an idiot for a father.
As a reminder, experts say it takes only 10 minutes for the internal temperature of a car to go up by 20 degrees. Rolling the windows down does not help. And a child's body temperature increases 5 times faster than an adult. Again, the good news in this case is the kids are expected to be okay.
Thank God, man. Thank God those kids lived through that. Because that was probably 10 minutes, 20 minutes away from an even bigger tragedy than this guy being a moron.
Phoenix Tonight, Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Bianca, thanks. A really, really lucky outcome.
And this is the world we live in. This is the world that we live in, folks. These are your fellow Americans. These are your neighbors. These are school teachers. These are people that pick up your trash. Idiots and morons are everywhere, living among you. You probably know one. You might even be one. All right? So be on the lookout. If you see a bunch of kids in the car and like they look like they're dying, probably call the cops. Like, definitely call the cops. Try and find the parent. This is absolutely insane. Our society needs to do a hell of a lot more to actually care about children instead of just pretending to. Thank God somebody that was at the adult store had the right idea in calling the cops. All right, that's the hopeful take from the story. There are people that still care about children, and they're the ones that are calling the cops on you morons leaving them in the car at 3:40 in the afternoon in Arizona while you go to the porn store for 50 minutes. All right, guys, my name's Case. This is Systemic Caseism. I'm out.